Good evening and welcome to State of Business on Art Television. I am Tamiru Nimsat. Let's have a look at the headlines. September tourist arrivals fall short of monthly target. Ceylon Chamber of Commerce Chief appointed as financial advisor for President. News in detail. Sri Lanka attracted over 118 visitors in the first 29 days of September, falling short of the monthly target of 150,000 as per the provisional data released by the Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority. Compared to August and July, September saw a 23% and 31% decline respectively. Although the electronic travel authorization system was restored on September 26, the daily arrival average of 4,069 was insufficient to raise the overall monthly average to the required 6,000 visitors per day. Year to date, Sri Lanka has welcomed over 1.48 million tourists, approaching the 1.5 million milestone. India continues to be the top source market, contributing 27,083 visitors in September, followed by China and the UK. Year to date, India remains the largest source market with 285,755 visitors, while the UK ranks second with 136,186 and Russia third with 126,885. The International Monetary Fund has suggested modifications to Sri Lanka's statutory reserve requirement system to enhance its effectiveness in liquidity management and monetary policy transmission. The IMF said this in a technical assistance report on liquidity monitoring and monetary operations published recently. The IMF highlighted key shortcomings in this current system, recommending changes that could stabilize demand for domestic reserves and improve overall financial operations. The IMF emphasized that in a monetary policy framework, targeting interest rates (SRR) can help establish a stable demand for reserves. It further noted that reserve averaging, where banks can temporarily access liquidity buffers, would reduce volatility in market interest rates by managing unexpected fluctuations more effectively. Inconsistent application of SRR across different banks, some local savings banks, which account for 10% of total banking assets, are excluded from the SRR framework. These banks do not have access to monetary policy instruments of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, weakening the overall transmission of monetary policy. Foreign currency liabilities are not subject to SRR. Foreign currency deposits represent about 22% of the banking system's deposit base as of April 2023. This creates a disparity as banks can provide foreign currency loans equal to deposits without SRR, while rupee loans are constrained by SRR requirements. The IMF argued that addressing these inconsistencies would level the playing field between local and foreign currency transactions, improve monetary policy effectiveness, and support economic stability. Sri Lanka's export sector showed a positive trend in August 2024, with merchandise exports reaching over $1.1 billion, a 4.18% increase compared to August 2023. This was revealed by the provisional data from Sri Lanka Customs released recently. The key drivers of this growth included strong performances in the export of apparel and textiles, tea, rubber-based products, coconut-based products, and spices and concentrates. Apparel and textiles export hit over $500 million, marking a 17.51% year-on-year growth. Notably, this was the first time in 2 years that these exports surpassed the $500 million mark. Tea exports, accounting for 12% of merchandise exports, saw a 9.11% year-on-year increase, reaching over $130 million, with bulk tea and tea packets performing well. Exports to Iraq and Iran increased by 13.35% and over 114% respectively. Rubber products saw a significant boost, with export earnings up 29.48% to over $103 million, driven by pneumatic tires, tubes and gloves. Coconut-based products recorded a 38.3% increase year-on-year, with strong growth across kernel products, up by 50.15%, and fiber products, which was up by 29.42%. Spices and concentrates exports grew by 8.55%, with pepper leading the way, up 31.56%. On the services front, ICT exports surged by 35.76% to an estimated $146.26 million, and logistics and transport services rose by 7.01% to over $146 million. The total value of exports, combining both merchandise and services, amounted to over $1,480 million, representing a 4.67% increase compared to August 2023. Stay tuned. We will return after the short commercial break. Welcome back after the break. Sri Lanka's Colombo Consumer Price Index registered a year-on-year inflation rate of minus 0.5% in September, indicating a deflation compared to 0.5% in August. This information was published by the Department of Census and Statistics today. This marks a continued decline in inflation, driven primarily by lower prices across various categories. Food inflation dropped to minus 0.3% in September, down from 0.8% in August, reflecting a reduction in the cost of food items. Non-food inflation also saw a significant decrease, registering minus 0.5% in September compared to 0.4% the previous month. The overall CCPI dropped marginally from 191.1 in August to 190.9 in September 2024, with the month-on-month change driven by a minus 0.17% contribution from food and 0.06% from non-food items. Interestingly, the core CCPI, which excludes volatile items like food and energy, increased slightly to 177.6 from 177.3 in August. Despite the month-to-month deflation, the general price level has risen by 90.9% when compared to the index reference, indicating long-term inflationary pressure. Chairman of the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce, Duminda Hulangamu, and Professor Anil Fernando of Sri Jayawardhanapura University have been appointed as financial advisors to President Anura Dissanayake. This announcement was made by Cabinet spokesman Minister Vijitha Herath during the weekly post-cabinet media briefing yesterday. Minister Herath emphasized that these appointments were honorary, with no salary payments or additional benefits provided to the appointees. Notably, Hulangamu's role as a presidential advisor is entirely without compensation or perks. These appointments were made under Article 41 of the Constitution, empowering the President to appoint staff in consultation with the Cabinet of Ministers. Both Hulangamu and Professor Fernando have been approved by the Cabinet as senior consultants of economic affairs and finance. Imperial Institute of Higher Education, a pioneer in providing globally recognized qualifications, celebrated its 28th year of operations in Sri Lanka. To commemorate the anniversary, the Higher Education Institute launched 2 course programs catering to ordinary level and advanced level graduates in an event held in Colombo recently. The Degree Foundation program in Business Management provides students with academic base as well as additional certifications such as Microsoft Platform certificates. This program is aligned with the Sri Lanka qualification framework to ensure a smooth transition to undergraduate studies. The Business Management program at IIHE's Distance Learning Center, conducted under the auspices of the Ministry of Public Administration, is designed to accommodate the evolving needs of modern professionals.
In many corporates, they say that we have a lot of people who come with full certificates, but their skills to get on with the job is not quite there at times. The business leaders have been asking us education institutes, what do you all intend doing about it? So we are launching this program today where the standards and the minimum level of educational depth that the program in itself by the government approved institutes have dictated or demanded will be honored through the syllabus. But in addition to that, we have lined up a few counselors and psychologists and teachers to get these children or these young students of ours to sharpen their skills from facing an interview to the way you dress, the manners, the ethics, the good nature of things, what's done and what's not done, what is not in the rule books, sometimes what is not taught in the early days. We want to bring a small program of that nature also into this because we are dealing with the younger generation who is the future of our nation.
Stay tuned for stock update. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on positive notes today. The All Share Price Index gained by 137.86 points to close at 11,992.91, and the S&P SL20 gained by 67.51 points to close at 3,520.92. The turnover was 3.5 billion rupees and 133 million shares were traded. Up next are forex rates. That's all our news for today. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. Take care and good night.